Good afternoon and welcome to Durham. It's midday and it's time for another episode of Tea with Richard. Hello everyone, my name is Richard Hornby and as always on a Monday I'm broadcasting live from here in Durham for another episode of Tea with Richard. I hope that you've all had a lovely weekend and we do have a couple of local updates to remind you about. As always, the information of the emergency contact details from Durham County Council are being displayed on the bottom of the screen now. If you do need assistance of any kind, please do not hesitate to contact them. I've had a lot of positive feedback recently on the helpline and how it's getting support to people. So if you do have a problem or an issue, please do get in touch with them and they'll be able to help. Additionally, some of you may be aware that public transport is being ramped up at the moment. There are new timetables on the bus services in Durham and also on Arriva buses anywhere else in the country. So if I know we have viewers from the wider area, if you are not in County Durham but you do use Arriva buses, please be aware that they are now on different timetables, which may mean that the buses you've been catching for work last week may not be around this week, so please check carefully that the buses are available. So, on to talking about what we did at the weekend. Now, I did two quite interesting things this weekend. The first thing is I did a few upgrades on the computer that I'm using to stream this. So hopefully you'll see that the video quality is slightly higher than usual, and also that everything is just moving slightly quicker. However, this does mean that a few of the links that I use in OBS are in slightly different places. So while I'm getting the hang of doing all the scene transitions and making sure everything's set up on this slightly adjusted version, please do bear with me if there are a few delays. The second thing is something that I mentioned on Friday's video, which was watching the launch of the SpaceX rocket and the Crew Dragon capsule, which has now been named Endeavour. I hope you've all enjoyed watching the coverage over on NASA TV for most of the weekend. I certainly was watching docking yesterday and the launch on Saturday. And I did try to go out and photograph the Crew Dragon spacecraft on Saturday evening as it came over. And here you might be able to see a picture of where I went to. This is about half a mile from my house. It's a lovely southern horizon. You can see the moon, and we knew that the Crew Dragon was going to pass between the moon and the horizon, so it would have been somewhere in that camera shot. The International Space Station went over. I saw a very good pass of that, exactly where it was supposed to be. But unfortunately, I didn't see the Crew Dragon, and that might be because, as you can see by that camera, it was nowhere near sunset. Well, it was nowhere near dark. Sunset had only just happened within about 10 minutes beforehand, because we're up here in the north and obviously the days are very long at the moment as we head towards the longest day or the shortest night, depending on how you view it, on the 20th or 21st. So I didn't manage to see Crew Dragon. However, obviously we will have, when the next Crew Dragon goes up, we will have more opportunities to potentially see it on future launches. So that's an exciting thing to be able to do. So I hope you all of those who watched the launch and things enjoyed them. And do let me know in the comments. I suspect some people will if they actually managed to see the Crew Dragon. If not, well, we can always try again next time. The return to Earth is scheduled to be in about a month's time once they've unloaded all the payload and put in the waste that they're getting rid of from the space station. And I will try and let you know when that happens, because again, that might be an enjoyable thing to watch on TV. Now, today's Things to See and Do has a slightly different flavour to previous weeks, in that today's Things to See is going to mainly be centred around things you can see in terms of nature. Now, I was sent a video the other day by a viewer in County Durham, a friend of mine, who managed to see something interesting in their garden. And they shared the video with with me, and they're happy for me to show it. So this is a friend's garden, and as you can see, they were visited by a badger. Now, what the badger is eating from here is, I believe, the bowl that they put out for their cats, because they have pet cats, and they put cat food out for them. And I believe the badger has snuck in and tried to take some of the cat's food. But just to give you an idea of where this is an urban area of Durham. It's not far from where we've been walking on a few of our Wednesday walks, but it's definitely an urban area, which just shows how nature is thriving at the moment during the coronavirus pandemic. And so with this, I hope it's inspired you to go and find out about, the nature that's a bit visible in your area, because there is quite a lot of, different parts of the natural world that are very, very viewable, very visible, and very well present at the moment. Birds in my garden has definitely increased over the past few days and weeks. We've had the swallows are here. We've had blue tits, long-tailed tits, great tits, and so on. I've also seen people seeing flycatchers in their back garden, and also firecrests, which are also special visitors that you don't often get to see. So one thing to do this week is to look out for more interesting birds in your garden. Now, obviously, if you can't look out for interesting birds, you can look on the internet for nature-related webcams. And I shared a couple from Coquet Island the other day, and Cardick's Wild, who are the people who put the Coquet Island webcam up, have also got a few others that I thought I'd share with you. The first one that I'm going to share, and I'm currently watching this now, and this is completely live. And I'm going to pop the desktop audio on so you can hear the background audio. I think this one's silent, but I think some of the others do. And this one is some curlews nesting on the Powys border. And here we have a female curlew sitting on eggs. There are, I believe, 6 eggs under her because she moved away a few minutes ago. And these are all available on the Cardick's Wild YouTube channel. And it's quite fun to watch them. We saw the male come in about 5-10 minutes ago. And so this is curlews. They're on the Powys border in Wales. And they are looking after their chicks. The eggs haven't hatched yet, but I'm sure they will do soon, and it will be quite interesting to watch them when they do. Another of the Cardick's Wild webcams that's online at the moment is from the Yorkshire Dales, from a place called Hubberhome, which is in Wharfdale, near the top of the river. And they've put some cameras inside a kestrel nest. And this one does have babies, clearly visible, and the kestrel chicks are very lively, and you'll be able to hear them and see them on the camera now. So these are in a stone barn in North Yorkshire. You can see the mum here who's just come in, just on cue, and is actually feeding the kestrels here live on the camera. So this is the Yorkshire Dales Kestrel Cam. Wharfdale is a lovely place, and these are all National Trust property. And as you can see, this kestrel has done very well. I think there's 6 babies in there, and they're certainly being fed there by their mum. Again, if you want to go watch these are all free to stream on YouTube. They are on 24 hours a day, although I suspect at night you'll be able to see quite a lot less than you do now. But we have kestrel chicks there that are being fed. And I'm going to show you one more webcam, and my apologies for having to switch back to me, but it's the only way I can get the cameras on screen. And this one is from the Haffron Forest in Wales. The place is called Clwydog, which is my best Welsh pronunciation of it. And this is an Osprey Nest. And we do have the osprey and chicks visible right now, and hopefully we can get that live on the screen too. I'm just having a couple of technical problems here getting this one up. Here we go. We've got the osprey live on the screen now. We do have the osprey chicks. Unfortunately, she's just shuffled, so we can't see the chicks that are under her. They were visible about 30 seconds ago. I might be able to pull back to an earlier image here. So this is slightly earlier on when the chicks are visible. There they are, the osprey chicks that are currently being nestled under their mum. So these are in the Hafren Forest in Wales, and that's back to the live shot. So if you're interested in seeing baby birds of prey and wading birds, this might be a good thing to spend a few hours doing, watching the webcam. So if you don't want to watch the space station footage live, you can always watch the nature footage live from different parts of the UK. So those, as I say, were all on the Carnix Wild YouTube channel, and those webcams are available essentially all the time between now and when the chicks fledge. So there will be plenty of time for you to go and watch those. And I'm just going to keep the camera streams on here because I'm going to go back to the most interesting one at the end of today's show. But now, in the meantime, it's time for our regular spot of reflection. And I'm going to start off with a quotation today. And this quotation is by American author Alice Morse Earle. And I think this is going to be the quotation for this month. Every day may not be good, but there is something good in every day. And what I want to do today, viewers, is to have a little commitment. I think what we need to do is we need to decide to look for something that's good every single day, even on those difficult days. And I know, because I've had a few, that we all have difficult days at the moment. It might be because we can't see our friends and family. It might be because we'll be inside staring at the same four walls, the same computer screens for an entire week, and everything's getting a bit down. It might be that we've got impending deadlines and we're struggling to cope, and we're struggling to get the motivation to carry on, complete the task. What we need to do is stop focusing too much on the worries and try to find something that is good every single day. Whether that's being able to watch a curlew sitting on a nest, or being able to see a bee floating around the flowers out of the window, whatever it is, try and find something good every single day. And try to be really positive about that. And if necessary, make a concerted effort to find something good. Because by focusing on things that are good, it's a lot easier to decide what we're going to do. So that's today's reflection time, to try and look for something good. So I've had a little look at the videos while I've been talking. I think the kestrels at the moment are the most active. So what we're going to do is we're going to have 30 seconds or so of kestrels, and then we're going to finish off today's episode. So I hope you've enjoyed watching the kestrels today and the other birds that we've shared, and it's inspired you to go out, look out of the window and see what nature you can see in your own gardens, and also to find something good to deal with on those difficult days. I thank everyone again for watching and joining me for Tea with Richard. We're here in another month. We're in June. We're going to be carrying on. We'll be having a Wednesday walk again on Wednesday. Our normal Friday show with Your Corner will come up on Friday. Remember, if you want to contribute to Your Corner, and please do, we are open for contributions. Send them in to tea@mallard-days.com, and you can also see us on the web at mallard-days.com/tea, where you can see all the previous videos we've recorded. So remember, if you want to subscribe, to click on the subscribe button on the bottom of the screen, and also click the bell and give it little some ears next to it if you want to get email alerts as to what we're doing and when we go live in the future. So I'll finish off by saying thank you very much to everyone for joining. I'll see you next time. And remember, folks, once you finish your tea, remember to wash your hands, and together we will overcome coronavirus. Have a lovely day, and I'll speak to you on Wednesday.